time. Get comfortable. I'm going to walk you through these guys. Talk about a fair amount. I'm going to see you on the show. Things are really passionate about it. Some of it a little differently than normal. And now I'm going to take some questions. You guys can send me questions on the card. We're going to take a couple of them and then they'll be presented back to us. So, can you all see this image? You see it okay? Alright, so, are you sure the back can see it? Good, perfect, thank you. So, you saw these gentlemen, this young woman earlier today. I put a focus on this for a second because these events are possible because of our partners. Whether it's cancer or dental care or orthopedic issues, there's so many different folks came here today to try to share wisdom with you. But you know, I'm going to take a vote with our affiliates down here, International News. I get to travel the country now. When I see really high quality people, they have a healthy work, they focus on health, they realize how the part of what community needs. It's a service they give to this area, and I'm going to applaud them for doing that. And thank you very much for letting me come and do that. Alright, so let me start off with a little bit. I see a couple of magazines around here. This is actually something that I'm passionate about because I love when people take stuff to get that team hold in their hand. You have sort of a workbook to go with the show. In case you didn't quite get it. But we've got lots of other ways to get the information to you. And although I love writing, I really like talking about it. So we'll do a little video, give you a flavor of some of the things we're doing this year on the show. Where's the audio? All the things that we know we do in life, that sometimes we don't do, or like the people that are near to us, we love them dearly, but it's something that we forget. And they don't change, so we spend our lives with just our parents, our kids, our siblings, and we can do whole shows around this idea of why people don't change. Let me share something with you. The foundation of psychology was built by Freud and people who in that era thought that it was all about how you were brought up. And they focus on how messed up we all become as we get older. For many reasons. That doesn't matter. I'm more interested in psychology of change. And there's a lot of wisdom now being focused on that. And who has cares why you're messed up? We're going to know how to fix it. And so we're spending a lot of time trying to do just that. There's a different way to do it. I particularly like to do it through a humor. Like that. We make it healthy, cool. It all starts now! heart surgeon. I mentioned it there earlier. And I started my career sitting with people with heart failure. Whose hearts weren't working well. This is a mechanical heart pump. He attacks a big attack onto the heart and keeps people who die of heart failure and keep them alive. But the interesting thing about working with folks who have chronic illnesses for heart failure is one, he handles really well. You have to understand that it's not just what we do to you, it's what you give us back, your emotional needs, and the things you supply you, the things you help us with, to gain insight into what's going on inside your body and your mind. So it started to change the way I thought about my responsibility as a doctor. So I would sit in my office. This is my office. I would sit in there, try to work as hard as I could, realizing that it was never going to happen one at a time. That's why those doctors came on stage with me. Because one at a time they can explain what they didn't explain. You get a couple thousand people at once, you get a lot of people who actually need the message to hear it. Frankly, a lot of folks who used to be in the office weren't there. So I started thinking, how can I tell that message differently? My office is no different than your office. So I thought about a word that was a fine boy. And, I did about 88 shows in Oprah per town. I lost track after this for a while, but roughly that's 3 shows with her. The last day I was on the show before I launched my show, my partner, we did a little self-test, which you might want to use in your own life. They asked me, what's the one word that my best friend would use to describe me? You should all do the same thing. But a few people who really like you, and ask them why they like you. So for me, they get a lot of nice things, they get the neat things, but they all said the same thing. Passion. It's what defines who I am. I don't always get it right, and I miss points, I don't listen well to God. I have 2 strikes, I'm God and a servant. But at the end of the day, I'm always patient about it. But you get to apply that in my own mind, and you just basically find out what word defines who you are, and begin to apply it. So I think about the world from a perspective of passion. So I'm talking about skin. I think about what most of us think about our skin. Cats and elephants. Or a baby bug, which is what we want, right? That nice soft skin. Now this is particularly important for me because of an important thing that happened in my life, which is this. This is my granddaughter. My daughter Daphne. What kind of Daphne on here? I think it's Daphne first. So Daphne holds the shoe, and this is her first child. And I should on my show for her birthday. What's the first thing she did? She reached Rockford. But we all want that childlike passion and enthusiasm. We want to sing of the child, everything that goes along with it as well. But that's not what happens. A lot of us focus on our imperfections. This is me. And the right has to be double, the left has to be double. You see how imperfectional I am? We're all the same. We're asymmetrical. We're supposed to be asymmetrical. We're never designed to be perfect. Yet we look at this and we beat ourselves up. We think we look like this throughout the heart. And then we can be giving ourselves a hard time about it without realizing it. We actually are hurting ourselves. So the question becomes, how do you change this equation so you're not so difficult on yourself? Well, this is what holds us back from changing. Time. We don't have enough. So I'm going to give you ideas today, and I want you to always think about it this way. Ideas that are so easy to do that you have to be almost embarrassed to say you don't have time to do it. Secondly, need money. I don't like talking about expensive things in the show. And I know a lot of folks listen to what I say and they want me to try to buy them. I purposely try to pick things that are inexpensive. I know how hard it is to spend money on something you're not sure it's going to work great. So I'm careful, and you should even more careful. And we spend a lot of time this year especially trying to talk about money-saving ways to stay healthy. Because it's not just about buying organic. I know that it's expensive. It's also appreciating that frozen vegetables are 85% as good as the fresh ones. So if you live in Tampa Bay, you can buy fresh, buy it. If you can't buy frozen, you're still better off with that than many of the other options that will be as expensive or more without the health benefits. Now is a big barrier. We spend a lot of time on that, obviously. And then this is a big one at the bottom. Fear of change. Sometimes we just don't want to change because we're worried we'll fail. And what happens when we fail? The people who love us will love us. Right? And that's spiritual death. So you're fearful of not being loved anymore because you'll fail. And I'm going to embrace failure today. I was in the Mall of America 2 weeks ago. You know what that is in Minneapolis? I think it's the busiest mall in the world. It's crazy, huh? We did a 5K walk, which is basically 20,000 buildings. gargantuan, and this is a very beautiful mall. That's just wide, big, and there's a zip line on top of it. And I did heights. But I did it because it was an introduction to challenge myself. I'm going to do the same thing. Challenge yourself on what you want to do. I interviewed somebody recently with a lot of problems. And I'm going to put that little clip up here, but I want you to see how he processes the idea of change. And see if you can apply it to your life.
I was used in some part of my soul where you get between these kids who are in the middle of anything. I know. I do, of course. I can be brought out. Seriously. That was a lot to think about after the fact. This is not just entertainment right now. There's some dark things happening here. This is deep. I haven't done an interview like this maybe ever.
So, Charlie Sheen is not a paradigm of good behavior. I noticed last week. It's interesting, the experience of it is highly intelligent. And that's true of a lot of us. We're really smart, yet we tend to get out of our old ways in some days. True for our relatives. They're so good at everything. Why can't they just make things right? And so thinking about it in this way, realizing the emotional work has been very effective for us on the show and the work in your personal lives as well. But as the viewers, I think you're doing it at home. Describing sometimes, sit back, eat a food, sugar, enjoy yourself, and yet, I don't want you to be so bad. How do you feel? However, this is not the only thing in our lives. There are ways to be changed. You walk into a couple of things that really will work, change the way you live life. First off, this is really important to the character. It's not enough out of the conversation today at this point. People don't change based on what they know. People change based on how they feel. So my community college group here today earlier, for a lot of the people here are the change business. We're all the change business. We're trying to change people. If you try to change people by browbeating and pointing fingers, it doesn't work. You get people to think emotionally that they're worth it. Yeah, things change. I'll come back to that. Number two, we need to make it easy to do the right thing. That's important. And it's easy to do the wrong thing. If we unfortunately trapped in a world like that, and it happens now, and we do the wrong thing. Obesity is primarily about making it easy to do the right thing, so you don't make the mistakes that otherwise all of us fall prey to. That's true for most of the other issues that are out there. You gotta adore your solution. I'm talking about really adore it. It's more important to me that you like it. If you like the food, then it's good for you. And if you like it and it's good for you, you'll do it. And finally, you gotta look at the good life. What's the good life? We call the magazine natural reason. We talk about that in the show for reason. It's not about fast cars and lots of cash. It's about what really matters to you. What is it that gives you something about life? And if you've forgotten what that is, spend your time on it. It's worth the investment value. For example, I like celebrating. These are cookies that I make 3 times an extra right. I'm not embarrassed about it. I love food that's great tasting. It has something you need it. Or I just get one of the devices, wash down the taste, and I stop. Why? The first bite's usually good. Second bite, not as good as the first bite. The third bite, easy. And you don't have to go that far. The thing you can do is go on, just walk to the mall, and pick up lots of great food, and eat a little bit of it, good to go. You don't need to have that natural desire to see good or bad and weight ourselves. Never gets in the right direction. So, these are the 5 things. Here's a picture. Take a picture of this. The 5 things that drive 70% of how we age. This is basically the whole game. You got a million blood pressure. Because it drives heart disease more than any problem. Heart disease is not one killer. You need to exercise 30 minutes a day. You don't have to run. You can walk in this mall. That's exercise. It's down. Just walk briskly enough. Not to throw in the car. But walk is nice. You can go it. 30 minutes a day, any way you do it. You can get 10 minutes at a time. Just stay active all day, play with the kids, whatever it takes. Make sure you've got a diet easy to love, as I mentioned earlier. Number 1 word is I love it. Number 4, you got to deal with stress in life, because it affects your sleep. Sleep is the most underappreciated health problem we have in America. And you had a couple questions on sleep for me. Can we address them in this presentation? If you're not sleeping right, you're going to get that stress. And you're not going to also be able to do a lot of other stressors that come into your system. And why don't we sleep? Most of the time our minds are sleep because we're anxious. So I want you to schedule McDonald was on the show yesterday. She had a big heart attack. And the heart attack happened with bleeding blood vessels stuck in her heart. Had a blockage in it. Now that blockage happens because you got blood coursing through the artery, and you begin to build a little bit of plaque. But more importantly, when that plaque ruptures, it tears. That's right here. And so it rips up and tears. You actually get a blood clot formation. And that blood clot with a full deck of heart attack, that's what kills more nervous than anything else. Boom! It's gone. And now you get a bruise. A big bruise. Like a Charlie horse in front of the heart. And the good news is, you can change that almost always. I don't know if you saw the new guidelines that came out for food, but we no longer have cholesterol on the guidelines. Basically, the government is saying what we sort of figured out is cholesterol doesn't matter when you eat it. It only matters in your blood. And when you eat cholesterol, it does not become the cholesterol in your blood for multiple people. So stop having game-weight for time. That's real life. Don't worry about the cholesterol. Worry about too much fat and the wrong kind of fat. And worry about sugar. Sugar is a big problem. And you see these kinds of stories, and you begin to realize I had this so fast. Well, that's good. That means you can't get that fast. Take a look.
We tested all kinds of things. From all over the place. All over.
Come on up. Come on, Ray. You got your guest.
Okay, so open up the mouth.
For a while,
there is a little Jerry.
you got Jared? You know what they call a dog smoker?
Well, it runs. I'm just telling you, that number sticks to me on your sticks. The amount of sugar is dropping around in your blood cells needs to be knocked down. That's what you get for all of us. Your number is 12.8. 12 words is a lot. It's more than twice as tolerable.
What do I do about it? Those are the actions. What do I do about it? As soon as he phenomenon, here's Jared, 37 years old. He's urinating all the time. He's always thirsty. He's always tired. What's the diagnosis? Diabetes. Heart blood and something. So here's the deal. He knew it. He didn't realize what it needed to be. He had 3. His blood sugar, because of the emergency room, was 500. 500. However, with some exercise, diet and exercise, he was able to get his diabetes under control. 80% of people who diet or manage to change their diabetes didn't get help with medication. So you have a lot of control over this. So you don't really get a problem. And your diabetes is like broken pieces and flash traps scraping up the inside of your artery, making you prone to heart attacks and stroke and all kinds of other catastrophes. Let's take another example. This is what a healthy lung looks like. See how beautiful pink it is? Right? Now when I see a cigarette smoker, and I don't operate a smoker because I care about it. I tell smokers that if you stop, I'll take care of you. But until you do, let's not take time to heart surgery. Because you're not going to work. Right? And that's how it gets people to change. I've learned that I tell a person that cigarette smoking will kill them, you know what they do? They get anxious about the fact they couldn't stop smoking, so they go and smoke to relax. It doesn't work. Never has worked. You know what does work? 2 things. Showing them honorably, without embellishing, what's going on inside their body. This is a cigarette smoker's lung. See the target position up there? Right? See that little area right here? That's emphysema. That little area that's locking the appearance. That's emphysema right there. So when you see that and you're smoking, it's like, how can I do that to my body? I don't want to do that anymore. I'm not going to do that anymore. They stop. Second thing that works, you can tell them, look at the person that you talked to here today in my office. They love you. They care about you. All I want you to do is care for yourself as much as they do. And you stop. Folks, that works for everything else too. It works for food. When you're eating something that's not good for you, think to yourself, if someone was eating this, what would I tell them? And just say that to yourself. Those are the basic messages that work exclusively. If people get it right, it's easy for them. But we often get this problem being controlled, so it doesn't get it. Here's an example of how it doesn't work. desire deep down in our heart. You know, my kids got 4 kids, 3 of them are girls. I would take the girls to the Natural History Museum to the jewels of the gemstone section, and the boy would also dinosaurs. So I took the girls, and Daphne and her 2 sisters would sit there, and there was a big black enclosed area that held gemstones, and they thought they were shopping. They write down the ones that they home. They thought. And they fight over the whole time. I picked the whole time, and now it was mine first. There was one stone in the very middle. It was a jade stone. No blemishes at all. Perfect. They never picked that stone. You know why? Because a perfect use of gems, like jade, is just very pretty. It's perfect. What you want is jade that's got inlaid gold, blemishes, flaws. That makes it cool and interesting. Like us. We have to be interested in one thing that matters. Our brains are designed to look for that, process that. So instead of beating ourselves up, like Paul was doing here, for just other issues that you have, let us think. Let's move back and look at the ways to be solved. That's what I want to transition to now. How do I drive this point home? I can drive it home in a lot of different ways. But for Matador, this is a picture of what most of us would look like if we were selfie today. The national for their neighbors. Let's transition to the big issue of weight. I don't say weight because weight doesn't matter because weight does. Once you weight, the bigger height divided by 2. Only math equation of interpretation. I use it because most people don't know what their weight is supposed to be. Once you weight, be your height divided by 2 because your weight to the back is what is on. You got the wrong stuff going on in there. You're going to end up with big time problems with the diabetes that Jerry has, the high blood pressure, and the blood clot baby. Why does that matter? Because that belly fat is a lot of things for us that not in our best interest. And you got to actually measure the weight. You got to get a measuring tape, put it over the belly button like that, and over your hips. Because men, especially after the age of 40, they never buy any jump size. You just put it down lower. Walk around like this. Walk around like this, and you have very good weight. So, get the measuring tape, measure, that's the math. Let's say you're 5 to 5 inches tall. Average female, right? 5 times 12, 60 inches. You have to be 5 for all of you. Everyone else is pretty close. 5 times 12 is 60 inches, plus 5, 65 inches, right? Divided into 2, 32 and a half inches. If your waist size is more than 32 and a half inches, and you're 5'5", this is what happens. You get this yellow pad here, it's called the omentum. Omentum.net. That yellow pad moved away, it's stomach, it's not lunch. The food goes through the stomach, it's called the gallbladder that breaks it up there, the liver above it. The food goes just along that. And they get sucked up through the line of the wall here, so you can absorb nutrients. If the food's good for you, your body loves it. And all those nutrients come through the wall, all the way up to the liver. Fantastic at what's happening. If the food you ate wasn't so good for you, instead of bringing up all the good food to your liver, and the gallbladder, everything is funny fatty stuff in there, sugar stuff, you make more gras out of your liver. The liver is white and beige, and rich and bonding. Cirrhosis of the liver now, the sugar off our liver, with fat infiltrators. So I look at that belly fat, that big wondrous yellow pad, pushing out the beer belly, and it's not just in that. That formula I gave you, weight divided, irrelevant, your height divided by 2, gives you your waist size, that you work for. That's true for men and women and kids. It's true for kids, you have a lot of sugar. So we can do all these factors. You gotta have the basic steps. For example, stop worrying about the willpower. Because willpower is not going to work. The biology of blubber will always overwhelm your willpower. What you want to do instead is nudge that biology of blubber in the right direction. How are you going to do that? Well, we have a global 10 rapid weight loss plan that we launched in January. This plan we had on the show a lot. I will give you one back to it. We had 5 million people download it. 5 million. And they use it. Again, no payment, no waiting. Yours. Hey, use it to spread the word. We did it because we knew that our viewers were looking for ideas that were so simple that they do every day. We also realized that let's get complex. We took the best idea, all the experts we ever had on the show, men, by the way, with the two, not to be pockets. Out of the area, out of accessible, not so great, but it's a source of life. They don't lose what you want, they got lots of fiber and protein. And they don't go bad on it. You carry them out for a couple of days, and you're cooking. So whenever I travel, as I did today, I always have my bag, and when I get hungry, I don't go forwarding for a road to the food in the vending machine. I reach in my pocket, or my bag, I look for the plastic bags, and as I grab them, I love that. Throw them in there, and I'm good to go. I don't care what kind of food like. Even peanuts, which are not looking up, because they know, but even peanuts were in practice that it came out, once again showing that people eat peanuts and have heart attacks. And the data is so overwhelming that why don't people eat nuts? You know, why don't they eat nuts? Because they're fatty, right? Wrong. They don't fat. Wrong. Ironically, when they study people who eat nuts, they lose weight. Why? Because they're so rich in nutrients. They provide that they eat more. Folks, the big story is the body doesn't want to eat calories. It doesn't want too many calories. It doesn't care about calories. It cares about nutrition. So your brain got a lot of food, and it saw it come in, but it didn't find nutrition in the book. It's going to make you keep eating. So you get 2,000 calories of junk food in your body, your brain is still hungry. It's going to make you eat until you get the nutrients. If you focus on nutrient-dense food, the food your mother told you to eat, you will naturally lose weight and you'll never get what you do. Most of the hungry you get is actually withdrawal under carbohydrates anyway. I wish it was made up. It's so obvious and simple, and it's painful we don't do it for ourselves. If you focus on this, you got so many people right now about the four-day plan, and they lost so much weight so quickly, and it's free. And you think they will everybody will. All it takes that first step, help me to help you. We can do this together. I'm afraid that's easy. What else works? Not this. The problem with this is twofold. First off, you end up with issues you get the calories, the nutrition, calories, your body doesn't process. You actually will have, in addition to the 150 calories you get an extra 125 calories a meal. A lot of extra calories on average. More importantly, when you're actually your staff, it doesn't work either. The artificial sweeteners are so sweet, it's more like tasteless. And once again, your brain is smart as you are, because you're not the same thing. A lot of you are waiting for their head is waiting behind enemy lines. But your brain is taking it on. He says, you give me the sweet stuff, but I need to give you the sweet food. So go on and find the sweet food. Now, all that said and done, there's a part of the equation that we have to get back. And I'm going to be very clear about this. You cannot lose weight with exercise, folks. Cannot be done. You generally will lose weight by eating right. You'll keep your weight down with exercise. And exercise is actually one of the ways of longevity. I'd rather be overweight and a good sport and fast, exercise than fit, weight for fit, but have no cardiovascular damage to it. So exercise is more important for weight loss food-wise. Now when we talk about that, why is that important? It turns out that you burn 12 times more calories on average exercising with big muscles than you would if you're not. And for muscle loss in particular, it's a lot more calories. You burn calories with weak exercise, whereas if you're a treadmill, only 40 calories on the other that. So now to understand all that, of course you can ask yourself, what is it we're doing wrong? Why is it I'm not going to believe? Let's address it from the life. Let's go out to see what happens when you're out there and you're minding your own business. When you're running down the line, so that's pleasure. When was the last time you made your own pizza? But their endurance, and excessivity is the same as 65. 65. So why is that? Because think about it, our ancestors did not run the out-endures the animal. They run after the prey, the animal run away. They run after the edge, the animal runs away again. But the animal can only get rid of heat through its mouth. Reaching, sweat, and guilty. After a while, the poor animal will get tired and fall over before they're stabbing teeth. But if you couldn't keep up and try, you couldn't survive. And people live in their such a day comfortably. Way back when, 10,000 years ago. So we have to be able to keep enduring. And you have it all. All of you have the ability to stay enduring 65 or 70. This is your marathon time. The people who run your marathon match up 70-year-olds, 65-year-olds at the same time. So don't lose that vision and think about where you are in your life. And this is the yesterday. I was on the trophy yesterday. So I have some big man on the game. But I wasn't on the trophy. And a lot of times we think, well, I don't full speed, I'll get hurt. I'm not talking about doing foolish stuff. But the simple thing is you know you can control. I don't care if it's new or meditating. I know the practice getting into. I've got this kind of training. Right there at work. Don't have to pay money for it. You can do this stuff on your own. While you're doing it, this issue pops up once in a while. It's not the stress that I brought up earlier. When you travel the world, and someone cuts you off, getting angry at them is a very natural thing to do. And what's the word that comes from the language? Calm down. It doesn't work, right? You don't want to calm down when you're angry. Right? The opposite of anger is actually empathy. Understanding why you might have done that. What you're loving for the other. So I argue that instead of that, you think very differently about relationships. Because if you have to person is okay, wishing they would die is not. You don't feel like you're thinking about falling into the ocean. And that's changing the entire equation. And that's where we get into trouble. You get angry and you get hostile. And when you're hostile, you isolate yourself. And that brings me a lot of health issues that I get concerned about. Now, instead of sitting ahead of the game, which is easy to do, let's talk about getting it right after the experience. Insightful thing about stress is you actually want stress. You want to be part of your life. And there's ways of dealing with it more effectively. This is a really important image. This is what stress looks like to a scientist. There's three kinds of stress, basically. There's fight, right, I'll take you on. There's flight, I'm out of here. And then there's freeze. And why do you freeze? Because a lot of animals realize that they're afraid of even when they're freeze, or think something's wrong when they freeze. So we instinctively do that. Now divide this up. You have fight, flight, and freeze over here. You want to be in the middle of all that. You want a little bit of all that going on. That's the sweet spot. When you get outside that central green zone, you need to have complications with stress. There's an app that we actually have. We just released on Android phones. We'll have one on the iPhone within a month or two. That actually does this for you. When you talk on the phone with your loved ones, it actually figures out what you're really feeling. Very, very accurate. It gives you the 600% stress. So next time you call your mom, someone didn't experience. You put this on, and you're going to be able to audit yourself. Just you. Was I worried? Was I impatient? Was I nervous? What was I expressing subconsciously? Because interestingly, people, when they hear you, they process that subconscious. It's the same as bringing the wrong energy to a conversation. Maybe completely unrelated to that person. You get to work, you're a bad mood because of the kids, and you don't say anything but in your voice. This actually develops a call center. And companies now use it to train their employees because that subconscious awareness is not there, but if you bring it to you, then you can use the process. So, now that you know that, what are you going to do about it? Well, there are a couple things. I love this case. This is a very big bottle of wine. Don't drink the wine. Save the wine. It's cork. But the cork is now vertical. Everyone take your two fingers, like first, second, third, really good. And relax your jaw and your mandible. You feel this muscle relax. Go ahead and please do it. It's embarrassing to know this public, but so that muscle is a remarkably powerful place to restore tension. Take to your hips. The first thing to do in the morning is think forward and let it go. Because you need to know the tension in your hips. But by doing that, you let your lower back and your hamstrings go down as well. Another big thing to restore tension. These are very effective tools best part about this, if you're distracted and you do this, no one will bother you. The other thing is breathing. So this is what a deep breath should look like. Notice, as you inhale, your stomach goes out, diaphragm comes down. As you exhale, diaphragm goes up, belly goes in. See the lung way up there? That's the lung right here. Those are the diaphragm, these big muscles. Move the opposite how you think. Children do this naturally. Figures, athletes do this naturally. Most of us don't realize that our belly button has to move out when we inhale. So I want you all to do this right now. Everyone stand up if you don't mind. Put your right hand on your side, your belly button. Your right hand on your belly button. Alright. I'm going to ask you, you said this okay. Then put your belly button, and you inhale. I'm going to put on the count. The first 4 seconds is to push your belly button out, exaggerate. As you push your belly button out, stuff the area, down to the rope. Ready? So get 1, 2, 3, push it up, 4, hold it, we're taking your nose, 5, drop the belly, 6, put your belly button back to your spine, 7, 8, one more time at 1, deep breath in, 1, 2, extend your belly button out, 3, 4, hold it like that, good job, now relax it out, 5, 6, pull your belly button over the spine and exhale, good, now most of you do it right, I still saw a lot of this, and you go like that. Probably the actually inhibiting muscles in your chest. You're not using the big belly muscle. It's that big belly muscle that you want to have working. That satisfying muscle. Think about it. That makes you very stretched out. When you can be in a really important meeting and just want to strangle the person opposite you. But instead, it's okay, baby. And move on. Those are wonderful tools for sleeping and for meditating. Breathing is yours to own. And if you breathe that air in, it actually gives you a life force. The oxygen is what naturally gives our oxygen our blood and nutrition allows the body to do what it's supposed to do. Most of us don't breathe deeply in our entire day. We're supposed to shout in and deep breath. You get nervous when you breathe in the shower. Allow the breathing to take place. That is this. Well, there we are. Oh, you can start. Thank you. There we are. Okay, so let me finish up with no big deal. Then we'll get a question. First off, don't beat yourself up for mistakes. What we're talking about today is not only sprint, it's a marathon. That's important to understand. And when you make a mistake, what do? Do what your GPS does. You drive it along, you miss a turn. GPS is going to schmuck, make fun of you, insult you, right? The GPS says to the next authorized moment, take a U-turn. Big deal. Same thing. Most of I did is take a U-turn. Like about making mistakes in the operating room. This is true reality. In the operating room, it's not about the mistakes. It's about how you deal with the mistakes. You're better off making decisions wrong than no decision at all. And time's not your friend. Time's not our friend here, guys. We have to get going. And so, if you're really right, you say, you know what, you don't want to be surrounded with kind of need by intellectuals. You want people of action. You guys are people of action. You came here today and you're paying attention to a really important conversation. These are the kinds of issues that people don't process well. Make it clear to them and allow them to take U-turns in their lives leading toward you in the right direction. The other thing I want you to remember is that these programs work. And we got so many of them on the show. Take the ones that work for you. But give them 2 weeks. It takes 2 weeks for these programs to work for you. That's how long it takes your brain to require. You can't get rid of bad habits. You have to replace the bad habits with good habits. And that takes a little time. Be patient with yourself. If it doesn't work, modify it, change it, make it better, and then write a book on it. Help people about it. Provide out there, right here. Send us those who we Christian. We want them to be circulated among people. And you think if you do that, you'll send it all about. But this is the most important thing of all. You have to give your heart a reason to keep beating. You go back to the very first thing we talked about today. About little test at Oprah, about being passionate, and the words that describe who I am. I'm going to give you that exercise here for you. 3 people are going to get asked by you what one word describes you. Figure out what they do that think they're trying to tell you. That's who you are. Give yourself that reason. Give your heart beating. Give your heart I love you all for being here. Thank you very much. So having your one of the most underdiagnosed problems we have is that it comes into existence in so many ways. So if you're a horse, you thinking I have acid reflux. If you have asthma, you're thinking I have acid reflux. And then all people with more typical signs, like pain in their belly, from food, swollen stomach, all those things I get. But if you don't have acid reflux, you end up with the stomach, and that little acid that leaks through the esophagus, the swallowing tube. That esophagus gets burned. It's not like you get sunburned, you get that raw surface. That's when the acid literally burns the tissue. It takes a couple of days to get better. So if your mind's flat tonight, gravity will take the acid up your esophagus and burn it. Then all day long, your body's trying to heal it. And then at night you go back again and burn it. So you got to give your body some time. So I take. You know those U-books that I have? I saw a couple of them. What's the U-book? Yeah, and all that is all the show they look like. Yeah. Notice the thickness of the book. Forget the book itself. See how big it is? You take one of those books and put them under each side of your bedpost. You don't have to read it. Just get that thickness of a book, put it under the bedpost, and lift the head of the bed up 2 inches. Just 2 inches. Forget about pillows. You'll roll off your pillow. It doesn't work. Instead, I like it when you do it up, you will make the bird this time. You get the acid pushed out by gravity. Say it again. You've been diagnosed with asthma or vocal cord problems or hoarseness or given bad teeth. Because the acid will hurt the birds your teeth as well. You wouldn't be thoughtful about the fact that making acid in your stomach. Here's what I don't want you to do. Don't assume that heartburn is from your stomach. Because sometimes it's not. You know what the first thing we do when a young woman dies from a heart attack? You look at her stomach. You know what we're looking for? Antacids. Pepto-Bismol. Because they thought they were having an injection when they really happened with a heart attack. And so they take all that stuff down there, and then of course it's too late to help them. But that's how we know it's diagnosed. So don't think that indigestion is always from acid reflux, but 20%, rather 20 million people have acid reflux in this country. If the medicine doesn't work, aloe is actually pretty helpful. I don't want you taking antacids and the pills for the rest of your life. They have complications with it. So if you still can't get back, you got to see a doctor because there are things you can do that are really easy these days. Some with a scope, some not with a minimally invasive thing, the 50s, and it's worth your time rather than suffering with acid reflux for the rest of your life.
Next question is, I have type 2 diabetes. Why is that high?
So type 2 diabetes is when your body needs enough insulin, but your body is become resistant to it. What to do is stop the force of the body to have to give more insulin. Eventually, then cut out the sugar. So low carbohydrate diet is that program. Our preference, which one time is the low carbohydrate diet, paleo diet, all of these are in that category, or zone diet, Atkins. Also, try one and two like the people to be on, but keep those carbs low and enough diabetics to lose weight. For some people who are really overweight, let's say you're 60, 70 pounds overweight or more, and you have diabetes, you should be thinking about the bariatric surgery. It works incredibly effectively, and within 2 weeks, dramatically change the blood sugar level of just about everybody. So it's one of those realities. We don't talk about bariatric surgery much as we should. It's the most underperformed operation in America, and most people actually benefit from it. I don't know what most people do, but it's one of those things that I challenge people by saying, if you're 100 pounds overweight at age 50, you have the same chance of dying if you had cancer. If you had cancer, you have surgery, right? So now that you know that, if you're 100 pounds overweight at age 50, the bariatric surgery probably lose that weight most of the time. I would give it a shot. This you can do it for lifetime. I'm always in favor of doing your own first. If you try everything, and sometimes it doesn't work, give it a shot.
Next question very early on, but because my radiologist had been following me from an early age, she had a screening to compare it to, she knew it was the beginning of cancer. So it really was dead. I had a strong pregnancy. It wasn't ever ever.
I'm glad you got screened. I'm glad you did well. I'm going to put a little light on the controversy that you've been following it. So when we look at the data from mammogram, this works equally well for everybody. It works super well for some people, less effectively for others. That's because of your breast density and your age. You hope your breast is a little less dense. So the national guidelines vary. Major organizations say 40, U.S. government says 50. But the most important message, listen to this. First off, you have family history, at least a decade before that person had problems, you get screened. That's true for colonoscopy as well. Secondly, I personally think that everyone should get screened at age 40. Because if you have that screening mammogram, if something comes up 10 years later, you have a baseline to compare it to. So if you don't want to get screened between 40 and 50, I can't force you. I understand what the issues are. I completely get it. But at least get the baseline one at 40, you have to be compared to.
This is a very good question for all of us here in Florida. What's the right amount of sun we should use?
So here's the deal. There is not just skin cancer, which is the main reason you worry about this. It's also an issue for wrinkles. The melanomas are more linked to the burns of the skin, whether it's sunburns or chemical burns. The burns are the problem. The other cancer, the squamous cells, the basal cells, and all the wrinkles, they're linked to the sun exposure. So what I do for myself, what I recommend for you, is you always cover your face, neck, ears, and hands with sunblock. And I personally like the natural sunblock, the zinc and titanium products. But sometimes there's a new skin, that naturally goes, the newer ones are better, but they're still not perfect. So whatever sunblock you use, I'll go with. But that's important for everybody. Now here's the catch. You also get vitamin D. And if you're dark skinned, you're not getting enough vitamin D that you're in Florida. So Oprah, if you're public about it, but Oprah lives in Hawaii and in California. And her vitamin D levels were in the teens. We checked it over and over and over again. You wouldn't believe it. But now she takes supplements because she takes care of it. And most people are like Oprah, and I think supplements too. Here's the catch. I'm okay with you going out into the sun for 10, 15 minutes to exposure, torso, back, legs, in the sun. Don't burn, but get some sun exposure, get the vitamin D. The best thing is vitamin D. Then you go back to the sunblock. So if you can do that, that's the best solution for all.
Take vitamin D.
Absolutely.
That's right. I'm on the total plan and I've lost 17 pounds so far. Congratulations. How do I convince my husband to go on?
Who asked that question?
And there's no name, but I made your name.
Well, wherever she is, or she'll be back and she'll sit next to her husband. I'll answer it. So, here's the deal. Men in particular only really take care of their body when they change the way they think about their responsibilities and their family. Most guys think, I've got too many important things to do, moving around my body right now. Or, subconsciously, I'm a little scared about getting hurt now because I've got people who depend on it. I get that and understand. So two messages. First off, men need to understand it's their duty and their responsibility to their family to make sure they're healthy. Same for women, by the way. And if you're not healthy, you walk your daughter down the aisle to marry her off or be at the graduation of your child, that's going to be a shame for all of them. And all because you weren't able to take what you want to do is support everybody together. Never forget, your kids are not going to take care of themselves the way you take care of them. They're going to take care of themselves when you take care of yourself. So get that message across to people in your life, especially the men. The second thing to all the women out there is you're the artist. You get it. You face that, and risks and the challenge, and you process it, and make the great for men. But it's really important. Don't give you guys a choice. At the end of the day, you make the appointment for him. He'll show up on time. You buy the food that he has to in the house. He's not going to starve himself. So you set the parameters. Make it easy for him to do the right thing.